It was in the spring of 1938 when Austria was annexed by the Germans freely. There was no resistance whatsoever. The German troops just came and annexed and occupied the Austrian city. Okay, we will give the Sudetenland, but do not invade the rest of Czechoslovakia. Okay. But then Hitler ignored his ideas anyway, and then in March 1939, Czechoslovakia was invaded. The Sudetenland wasn't the only thing invaded. All of Czechoslovakia was. Slovakia became a puppet of its ally Hungary, while the Czech Republic was annexed into Germany. And the war began in September of 1939. Germany attacked Poland, and then France and Great Britain declared war on Germany. Germany was able to hold out defensive positions in France during the Phony War, while Poland was getting wrecked. Denmark was invaded soon after Poland in April of 1940. Once Denmark was invaded, they invaded Norway for the north. The reason for this was to gain supplies from its trade partner Sweden. Allies wanted to deny resources of Germany, but soon Germany invaded Norway. In order to get around the French's forces and defenses, they invaded Luxembourg, Belgium, and the Netherlands in May 1940, during their invasion of Norway and Denmark. Luxembourg, Netherlands, and Belgium were obliterated, and with this new front they were able to invade France and trap their soldiers. Paris was later taken while they were going west. They were sending refugees to the west to slow down their advance, and then the German Reich struck and they were able to take northern France. With northern France invaded, the French surrendered and there was a puppet state in South France. With the European behemoths still wanting more land, they turned south towards the Balkans. Yugoslavians had 148,000 troops up to their disposal, while the Germans had 330,000 soldiers to defeat the Yugoslavians. The Greeks only had a military of 12,000 men. With the extra army of twice as much as Yugoslavia, they were able to invade Yugoslavia immediately. With the help of Italy, they were soon able to take Greece, and Yugoslavia fell. Although Greece was invaded, British soldiers landed in Greece to try and resist the Greeks and the Germans. In Operation Barberosa, there were 3 million German soldiers and 2.3 million Soviet troops. Therefore, the Germans, Romanians, Hungarians, and the Bulgarians were able to race towards Moscow in about 2 years. They were able to invade Kiev and Minsk and trap Soviet soldiers in Leningrad. Although the Soviet soldiers were trying to plummet the Germans, they were no match. Until there was a bulge in the front lines that changed everything. There was a bulge in the area, and German troops were trying to encircle them. With the Soviets having 3 million and the Germans having 2 million, they were focusing 1 million of their soldiers towards the Caucasus in the south, where 2 million soldiers focused on Moscow. Then the Soviets started to launch attack in the town of Kursk. This battle was known as the Battle of Kursk. This made the German morale decrease heavily, and soon the Soviets were able to push back towards Berlin. The fight was now not in the Soviet heartland, but now it was in the German heartland. British and Americans later made plans to invade Italy and start D-Day. With the success of destroying all Axis forces in Africa, an invasion of Italy was possible. They were able to invade the islands of Sardinia and Sicily. The Italian coastal defenses were too weak to block an Allied invasion of the mainland. Soon Sardinia and Sicily fell to the Americans, and soon did the rest of Italy. They were able to invade Italy and spark a revolution in Italy. Soon the Italians were against the Germans now, and the Italians were now American allies. Possibly the turn point of the war was D-Day. British and American forces landed at Normandy. With the attacks on Normandy, they were able to liberate parts of France. Soon, they were able to invade Paris and move on east towards Germany. The race to Berlin was on, and with Franklin D. Roosevelt's call to the Soviet Union, Franklin D. Roosevelt said that the Soviets could have all of Berlin. With 1.6 million German soldiers and 2 million Soviet soldiers, there were 3 ways to attack the Axis forces. One way was straight towards Berlin, another way was straight towards Hungary, and another way for the Balkans, and through America. While Romania was becoming invaded, there were co-ops in Hungary and Romania and Bulgaria. Romania and Bulgaria later became allies with the Allied, and soon they were able to invade Germany. Soon the Allies met up with the Soviet Union in Germany, and just as Franklin Delano Roosevelt promised, Berlin was for the Soviets. And once Yugoslavia and Czechoslovakia was liberated, soon Berlin was free. And then there was peace. But then soon Europe was divided again, and there was more to come.